Okay, perfect. I like to kick this off with some questions, like some unanswered questions about the show. Uh, why
Uh-oh.
do you think, other than Bonnie McMurray and Jim Dickens, why does nobody have last names? Why
Oh,
don't you have last names?
really good question. Well, because we're cartoon characters, is how
Okay.
I feel about it. Kind of like we exist in a world of like we are like Rick and Morty. Like there
Yeah.
is there is we don't have to fill in all the blanks for people because I feel
Hmm.
like everyone fills in a lot of it for themselves. Like the people on the Reddit forums and stuff love talking about what people's last names could be. They
They really
thought
do.
that they thought that Roald's first name might be Tad because he was referred to as Tad Roald in episode like 2, but it was
Oh.
training uh, director, right? Like that's what a
Mhm.
Tad
I
is. So the forever people are like, oh, but his name's Tad. I'm like, it's not, but that's wild that you guys are talking about this.
Funny. That's sort of actually that's almost an extension of answering the second question too. And I asked some other characters this last year, is how come in a small town that's just full of fighting, why does nobody ever get arrested? Like
Well, because
ever.
we handle our business ourselves and we don't need to get police involved. We handle our own problems and we help out our neighbors.
Yeah. Um, as actors, do you guys have any individual pet peeves similar to the dramatic inhale of the episode this season?
Oh, for like other actors that they do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Or just on
absolutely.
screen. Yeah.
Absolutely. My biggest thing is that I hate when actors are clearly deeply influenced by other people's acting styles. Like I could see a TV show where I'm like, "Oh, you're all acting in the same tone because you've seen other people acting in this tone." It's a very
Mhm.
specific nitpicky thing, but it,
Yeah.
it happens a lot on television and it deeply affects my watching experience. But I'll watch the heck out of anything, so who am I to
He will.
judge?
He'll watch anything.
I will watch anything.
I guess an extension of that is, what video game is it that the Skids are playing when
What
they
do you
are
think,
getting?
Tyler? What do you think they're playing as a video
Well,
gamer?
I know we were having Mario back in the day. We did Mario 1 and 2 and 3, and we like speed raced through those games.
Uh-huh.
But not
But
for real. Like I feel for real we were playing like Street Fighter or something, weren't we?
oh,
What?
what were we actually playing in the basement?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, Cass, I mean, you tell us. We got lots of answers. You tell
Yeah, we
us.
get that's true.
We could say anything right now. No,
Yeah.
I remember the one game we were playing on set. It was like a dungeon game or something. It was so simple. It was like we had one controller plugged in. And
Right.
we were fighting over which controller. I mean, which person had the controller then.
Tyler and Evan were not Roald and
Tyler
Stewart.
Never.
Like we
One.
were genuinely trying to play the game, and they were like doing the takes. They were like, "Can you guys stop focusing on the video game so much? That'd be really nice. We have 20 minutes to get this scene."
I've got one life left. Yeah.
Good stuff. 11 seasons into it. If either of you could play another character on the show in hindsight, who would it be?
You know who I think had a great season this season was Katie. I
Yeah,
think
she
Katie,
did.
she's great.
fucking
She
awesome.
always has
I
great
mean, she
seasons.
was
Yeah.
awesome this season,
She had a
and
lot of
she's
fun.
she's been like the leader of the show in a not so overt way for many
Mhm.
many seasons, and yeah, I think she does a great job this season. So maybe I'd say Katie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I want to try maybe Dickens just to see how it's like to be up there
Yeah.
that tall. It'd be nice to get the view. I don't know. Like that's an
He's
option. Do I get
so
the body
tall,
of the person? Like what do we?
so tall. Yeah.
How long into the show did it take for you to grow tired of people yelling something like "Stewart" at you? Like
Oh,
you caught like I assume you're accosted by fans with
you know
that.
what? It's all context based. Like I
Okay.
love in real life, it's a delight because in real life you're like, oh, that's so nice, and I get to go. I
Fans.
always break it with like a, what's your name? And
Yeah.
I'm Evan, and then we get have like a little conversation. They're like, whoa, and then we get to
Yeah.
meet each other. I feel like on the internet it's a little different, just because if you like post a video on TikTok or something like that, and you get a
Mhm.
million Stewarts, you're like, my brain filters them out
Yeah.
because there's so many of them, so that I
Right.
only really see comments that are like, hey, what's that? Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say the other comments I get, but Tyler.
Oh,
I don't get it as frequently as some of my castmates because of the way I
okay.
get up. So I'm not as
Right.
recognized as
Interesting.
frequently
Yeah.
as some of my co-stars. But
Okay.
it doesn't bother me too much. You know, if I post something on Instagram and stuff, but I don't have it the same way as the Stewarts and and
Yeah.
Kate Rocket stuff and the
Oh yeah,
boy
that stuff would drive me a little bit more wild.
stuff. I
Yeah.
don't have the same sort of
If you look at Camila's like comments,
right.
it's
Bonnie
just
McMurray.
oh Bonnie
Bonnie
McMurray
McMurray.
9 million times.
It's funny.
It'd always be worse.
It could always be wait.
Um, and so in the dance scenes,
Yeah.
do you guys just like know how to dance as Skids? Were you bringing in like choreographers for those? Was it YouTube research? 'Cause I know there's the famous like YouTube
Mhm.
video, one of the very
Mhm.
first original viral videos. Was
Yeah.
it replication of that? And how much you look forward to those days when they're like, all right, boys, we're just gonna get dressed and go dance in front of the store.
Keith did send us that Cyber Goths Under the Bridge video.
Yeah.
He did send us that at one point. But we've had like different dances throughout the seasons, like
Okay.
different kind of like at the very beginning of the show, it used to
Yeah.
just be like, here's a boombox, they'd press play and they'd record us for half an hour.
Interesting. Okay.
But
Yeah,
now
and
nowadays it's different.
just to add on to that, they would have us dance in front of different cool backdrops
Mhm.
or different sets. So like, hey, this is a cool set. We just finished a scene. Let's bring
Yeah.
the Skids in. Maybe they can dance in front of this wall for a while. And that's
Fly
literally
in the
how it
Skids.
started.
Yeah.
And then
Incredible.
throughout time, it started to evolve a little bit. And Evan has actually choreographed a couple of the scenes in the past. And then, of course, that a break
Oh yeah,
dance.
Lady C came in. Yeah, and she was
So we have-
unreal. She was
we
great.
can talk about that, I guess, if you want, buddy, a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lady C is this like local Toronto dancer, and she came in. She had like an idea for like a staged dance that we did, and then there was a bit of improv within it. But we rehearsed it like 1 or 2 times on the day. She sent a video in advance. It was great. We had like so much fun, and I was amazing to work with a professional for once.
Sure. Do you guys have any input on the costume choices? They stay similar year over year, but are you ever like, all right, I like this idea. Let's go deeper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd say if there's something that we're liking, like there's a couple. I'm not gonna say what happens this the season we shot recently, but there's some stuff that we dive into, and if I want to dive a little bit deeper and maybe get a different trinket sewn to my outfit, I can request such a thing. But our wardrobe person, Ginger Martini, is a freaking star. She's just such a treat to be around, and she cares so much about the show. Usually we throw it on and we have a couple options that we could help pick, but it's usually pretty much ready for us to go.
Yeah, and you always throw on the costume, and you're like, oh, so that's what's happening this season? Okay, okay, I get it. All right.
Yeah.
Say less. Yeah.
Are there, looking back, I mean, it's 11 seasons, so impressive. Are there any seasons that you loved so much, like favorite episodes and episodes that you would want a sequel of at this point? Like looking into 12, 13?
Interesting. I always loved. I mean, it's so far back now at this point, and I'm not even in the episode. But the super soft birthday episode, I think, just touched so many people, and it's such an introduction. And it's like the second episode ever. But I think those kinds of episodes, and in that vein, it's I would like to see more of those. I like the intimacy of those.
I like the spelling bee. I like the competition-based episodes where a bunch of the factions are sort of going up against each other. I like those sorts of base, like kind of like the Chips one, where it's that sort of energy, a bunch of people against each other. As far as like my character Stewart, I really enjoyed the few episodes arc where I went where I fell in love with Gay, and then she, we went down dealing drugs in Toronto, and then she broke my heart. That was a really fun arc for Stewart and the Skids alike, but my character in particular.
Yeah, I totally randomly just looked up like the etymology of her name and didn't realize that it was like meaningful. That was funny.
Yeah,
that's cool. Who's the biggest scene stealer amongst the cast?
I mean, you're always joking about how I'm trying to get in front of the camera.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of these...
he's literally trying to steal.
Listen, I'm just trying to do my job, which is perform for the camera. Okay.
The camera go.
If
Evan.
your face is in the way, I'm gonna move it, and I'm gonna get in front of it. Biggest scene stealer, maybe like
a good job of stealing the show. Jacob, who plays Glenn, he's also our director. He's got the biggest hall pass green light that he could ask for. He could do whatever he wants. He does whatever he wants.
Oh, and does he? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say probably Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob is Jacob. That's a pretty good answer. I would say if not Jacob, like someone unintentionally stealing the show, like Lisa Codrington is just very big and funny, and when she's on the screen, it's hard not to watch.
And Jim Dickens too. He's a heck of a scene stealer as well. Yeah.
I agree.
That. Are you guys friends in life? Do you get to hang out when you're not filming?
No, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I think Tyler is fine. No, we unfortunately live on the other side of the planet. Like he's in Vancouver, I'm in Toronto. Whenever we link up though, we have a great time. We go for beers, we hang out.
Whenever I need a pickup from the airport or like a drop off to the airport or something.
Just those two
I'll
things.
hit him up.
He sends me texts all the time. Okay, he's one of those guys. He texts.
Mhm.
I'm not a big texter.
Hey,
Okay,
hey buddy, hey buddy, how are you doing? I love you. On red. Hey buddy, hope you're well. Missing you. Left on red. Hey buddy, it'd be really nice to talk
call
to you
me.
sometime.
Call me on the phone. Okay, I'm old school.
You want to get a hold of him, Cass? Just go to his Twitch account. He'll be on there.
That's true.
Okay.
We'll be live,
Yeah.
and then you can talk to me, Tyler.
What would your characters get each other for Christmas? Difficult question.
Well, I was like, all I thought was a key of cocaine, but I'm
sorry,
sure
or the
that that's
holidays.
not.
I don't mean Christmas specific.
No, I'm
holidays.
like, I'm really trying to get this drugs out of my mind. Anything, something that isn't drugs. I'm like, non-drugs,
Anyone ever
sex
suggested
toy?
the use of meth as a form of method acting?
Ooh, yes, they have.
Yes. Yeah.
I have not dabbled. What is the?
Probably just like quality time. Stewart would be like, here's some quality time.
Right. Whereas Roald would fulfill all of Stewart's wildest dreams, and they would still be a 6 out of 10, according to Stewart.
Still not good enough.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
not good
Host
enough.
yeah.
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 You've done everything on the list, and you still managed to fail.
All right. Well, I see Dana's message here, and I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time. This
Thank
is really
you, Cass.
Thank you, Cass.
Appreciate
Pleasure
it.
chatting with you.
Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.